Hello, wonderful people. I felt inspired to give more of a spiritual lens on gaming. Um, and as you've seen, most of my footage has been about Halo. I felt inspired to give a spiritual lens of of gaming, and I want maybe this could be a new series. Well, not a series, but ever since I wanted to start a YouTube channel, I was thinking about like giving my own spiritual perspective on these games and how I could use for healing. Just I think the Holy Spirit uses anything for healing if we allow it. So I think gaming too. So why not? Um, so first let me start out. So Halo, I think, is for everyone. I know if you're old enough, of course. um, because I think okay, it has great gameplay. Honestly, a really cool story. Multiplayer was fantastic, but also it has a very rich intense lore for those who want to dive deeper into it. Like, um, well, because my ex best friend Tio, he introduced me to Halo, so I think there's always the divine reason, and he introduced me to the books. And I read the books, and they're really good. I really enjoyed those books. I still have memories of reading them, like The Fall of Reach. Um, was a Contact Harvest. That was also really good. Um, and it really like it was just more than just a game. Right. Um, but of course, it was just optional. Like you can dive deeper into it or not. And um, well, the basis of this video is about how Halo is a great example of overcoming what seems to be impossible obstacles. Right? Because think about it. In the games, I think only Halo Reach really kind of dives deep into how bad humanity has it. And that was like the last game that Bungie made. So the one, two, and three, I don't think you really feel correct me if I'm wrong, that you don't really feel the um, how humanity is on the brink of extinction because it was really bad. Like this is the thing in the lore books, you understand that like humanity is on its last legs, like like really like so in the Halo universe, there's humanity has like colonized other planets. There's the outer colonies and the inner colonies, and the outer colonies want to have independence because like the UNSC, UNSC, yes, they have kind of like this, world order, and they're very controlling. And then there's these planets that don't want to be controlled, and there's like this whole civil war. I'm getting ahead of myself, but the outer colonies were completely, I think, pretty much destroyed, and then the inner colonies were falling one by one. And Reach was like the military stronghold of humanity, and when that fell, it was like all like we're gonna all die. That's why in Halo 2 Earth is so important because it's like the last bastion of humanity, really. And I didn't really, when I played the games, I didn't really think about it. I was just like, oh, I'm this cool, like, cyborg dude killing aliens. But then when you read the lore, you're like, oh wow, you know um and so because Master Chief and the brave souls who fought with him destroyed Halo, causing the Covenant civil war, which eventually ended it, saving the whole entire world, right? Um, it's like, think about it, it was like a last ditch effort of humanity to send Master Chief to Halo, discover what it is, and he, blew it up, and it sent this, really like the humanity could have been wiped out if they didn't risk it all on this mission, right? Um, and lies and oh, I wrote Halo 2 specifically talks about lies and deceptions. All right, so how the prophets said, "Oh, there's this great journey to salvation," and it was all a lie, like to light up the Halo rings because it was gonna wipe out all sentient life, right? And I feel like this is kind of like in our culture now, this hustle culture, like, oh, work is your salvation, work is your salvation. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm never gonna knock on your journey. Whatever you feel you're doing is right. Like keep going. But I like my heart really goes out to people that, I see um, Americans working like 18-hour days, and they're not making ends meet. They're not making ends meet, and they're 18 hours or two jobs. Man, that like I really don't think the creator wants us to be working that hard, working ourselves to the bone, man. And it's like the profits, right? This hustle culture that was so great, like, oh, it's work hard, work hard, work hard. It's the American dream. But uh, like, this is a place really of non-judgment, I'm just saying, there has to be a better way, and how so the profits in the game, they control the elites, and the elites are these amazing warriors, a warrior race, but they've been, lied to and to serve the prophets, pretty much to their demise, right? Uh, okay, and lesson in transmutation. Okay, so I don't know how many people know about Halo lore, but the Spartan Twos, which the Master Chief is part of the program, they were actually captured children to fight insurgents, like I was talking about the Civil War, the people that wanted to rebel from the like the UNSC, right? So the government captured children, flash cloned them, and then it was like, a Spartan program that had military training, like these young kids, and then they were um, put a lot of chemicals in them to make them super soldiers. A lot of them actually also didn't survive. Right, but and they did fight insurgents, but then the Covenant attacked, and then the Spartans were they're super important for these battles, right? They also were a source of morale. So I feel like for me that's like a feeling of transmutation, using something bad and negative, like capturing children, into something good. I'm not condoning what they did. I think is abhorrent. But think about it. If because Master Chief, if he wasn't created from this negative event, like what would have humanity and all of life probably would have been lost. Think about it, man. Okay, that's transmutation. Okay, and like as you see, all my footage has been on legendary difficulty because I really wanted to experience the Halo saga again, but beat it all on legendary. Because when I played it on heroic, which is like the most enjoyable one because I feel it's more. It even says like that's the way Halo was meant to be played. However, since I'm playing it for the second time, I when I replay games, I like playing it on the hardest difficulty to really test me. And what legendary difficult taught me, and basically all um, like max difficulties in games, they told me if you're bumping your head against the wall, do something else. I know it's simple, but even you might see in my footage that I'll die like consistently some places because I'm trying the same strategy over and over and over again. And I think sometimes we have to just take a step back and do something else. And just being mindful of where we're doing that in life. Maybe I can think of an example. For me, I could give an example about my fitness journey. I told you guys like fitness is very important for me. However, it's been it was a struggle. Like I told you guys of my very negative beliefs about exercise and stuff. And also, like I was going with the world script, right? Where do you want to build muscles? At the gym, right? But me being introvert, like thinking, and also the commute, going to the gym takes like 'cause I live pretty far away from the city. Took like about like an hour. Go there, you work out for an hour. You have to change. You have to talk to the secretary. Get your key, and it was this whole arduous process. So I couldn't, and like sometimes I wouldn't commit. I wouldn't commit to it, and then I wouldn't get the results I was wanting, and I felt something's wrong with me. And then the moment I said like, okay, Kahir, let's work with ourselves. What can we do? And I looked for a vegan personal trainer. And what was really cool, like in exchange for us just talking in English, since he's Polish, he gave me this workout plan, and I just bought weights at home. I'm like, okay, I could work out at home because I could combine it. I could also watch like something positive or watch something in Polish. So I'm like baking two breads on one in one oven, and I could be consistent with it, and I have been. And then my body is in the best shape of my life. Honest to God, honestly, right? Because I worked with myself. Like I said, I changed the strategy, right? But I was bumping up my head against the wall because I think, oh, this is the only way there is to do it. You have to go to the gym. You have to go to the gym. I'm saying, no, man. If you don't like going to the gym, find something else. I also started with like resistance bands, which was I think helpful because it built a habit of me working out at home. But obviously, it's not enough, in my opinion, to get the results I want. Right. Same with counting calories. Right. I use this app, MyFitnessPal, and to me, it's like a little unintuitive. It's not that fun. Um, and then I was like, okay, well, this one's not working. Let's buy Lose It. And I bought this app where you subscribe to this app, Lose It, and it also connects to your Fitbit. That's also something I was thinking like, what if I gamified counting calories? And it's connected to my Fitbit, so it also subtracts like the amount of exercise I do. So it also I can see like, oh, the more exercise, the faster I'll be able to lose weight, and I could see it. I can see it, and that's really important to see. Also tracking your macros and everything, because before I wasn't really that consistent at tracking my macros, and I'm like, oh, why are my muscles growing? Because I'm not tracking my protein correctly. All right, so yeah, like just being okay with trying, you know, changing strategies. And also, what Halo taught me, like flood, I think is the representation of the mind virus I've been talking about. This mind virus of that we're not good enough. There's something wrong with us. Um, this that we're this despicable lower self. Um, and the way to surpass it, right, is to oh yeah, like the flood is our fear, our negativity, and the way to surpass it is one, employ your sentinels. Right? In the game, that's like robots that shoot like lasers at the flood. Right, that's a good tactic, right? Those are your good thoughts, your more positive, in alignment thoughts, your higher nature thoughts. That's one way. Um, also, but you have to get to the source. You have to get the grave mind, right? You have to get the grave mind. What is grave mind? It's your trauma. It's your wound. I know trauma is used a lot, but there's a reason why we could talk about it. You can also say it's like heightened emotional experience. But for me, guys, like when was diving really deep inside myself, and I found the core wound. I've been telling you guys like, oh, I was emotionally neglected as a child. I have mother wounds, I have father wounds. I'm like, okay. I have to get to the source. I have to get to the source of where did all this start? Right? You have to get to grave mind, or else you keep killing flood. With I said the sentinels are good. I'm not saying we need the sentinels. We need the positive thoughts, of course. But if you're not getting at the core of it, nothing's going to change. This is what happened to me, right? I was just employing sentinels, but the flood keeps growing. It'll overpower the sentinels, but you got to get the grave mind, right? Man. You got to get to the core of it. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's something a little bit different. And all right. So may the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. All right. Take care.